for this part of the video, dears, we're now going to perform your Kato-Thick and the Kato-Katz technique. So we'll start first with the Kato-Thick. So these are the materials that you need. First is, of course, your stool sample. Next is your cellophane preparation that is immersed in your glycerine solution. I think wala na siya malachite green. Okay, green ang cellophane, yes. Glycerine solution. Then you have your rubber stopper. And then you have your applicator stick and, of course, your slide, labeled slide. Okay. Okay, so for the first part, we then again go to our stool sample. And we get, again, 50 to 60 mg of your stool, enough to form similar to the shape of a soybean. And after, we put it at the center of the slide. Okay, then we put it at the center of the slide. Okay, next we then get our cellophane, all right, and then put it on top of our stool. Okay. All right. So after you stretch the cellophane and all that, using your rubber stopper, you then press, no, and try to spread the stool sample similar size to the circumference of your rubber stopper, as long as that your stool doesn't go beyond your cellophane. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is now the final Kato-Thick smear. Now, as you can see, it's quite big naman than the circumference, but again, as long as it doesn't go beyond your cellophane. All right. So the next step is we then let this stay at room temperature for 10 to 20 minutes so that your glycerine will act, no, as your clearing agent. Then after a while, we then examine it under the microscope, and then we look for your helminth eggs. Okay, so that's all for your Kato-Thick smear. Alright, okay, so for the next smear that we're going to make is your Kato-Katz technique, no? So this is a quantitative measurement, diba, of your stool. And here are the materials that we need. Of course, you have your stool sample. You have, again, the cellophane pre-treated with your glycerine solution. Supposed to be there should be malachite green, diba? But again, for our class, we use already green cellophane. So glycerine na lang siya. Then we buy the wire mesh, okay? And then you have the rubber stopper, a tongue depressor for scraping sa stool na mabilin, or the stool that will be strained using your mesh. Then we have the template, okay, and your slide. All right. For the first step, the first thing that we do is we need to transfer your stool sample on the container of on the cover of its container. So as you can see, we prepared a different container. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Now, after you put already the stool sample on your on the cover of your container, the next thing that we do is using your wire mesh or gauze, we then strain our sample. Okay. And we then get the stool that will pass through the wire mesh. Okay. All right. And that's now our sample. For the next part, we then use the template. Okay. Put it at the center of the slide. And then we put the stool sample at the circle. We flatten the top, okay, until it forms a perfect circle. And then you remove the template. Okay. And this now represents about 43 milligrams of stool. Now for the succeeding steps, we're just going to follow the same procedure with your Kato thick. Okay, so we'll start first again. We get a piece of our cellophane pre-treated with glycerine, and we place it on top of your stool sample. Okay. And again, using your rubber stopper, you then press at the center to spread the stool sample to the circumference of your rubber stopper, or again, as long as your stool sample doesn't go beyond the cellophane. Okay. All right. Okay. Now this is our finished product. So as you can see, quite similar with your Kato thick. So again, we'll leave this at room temperature for 10 to 20 minutes so that your glycerin will take action or will act on it, and then examine under the microscope, and we then view it, and we then examine the smear and look for helminth eggs. And then of course, follow the formula for your Kato-Katz, and then determine the intensity of infection based on the table provided by WHO. All right. Okay.
20 minutes later.
Okay, so now this is what it looks like under the microscope, Kato-Katz preparation. And as you can see, the green ones, parang mga fibers there, are from the green cellophane. And now as we shift to the HPO to focus more on the field, as you can see, it's much cleaner and clearer, brought about by glycerin. And on to the pointer, that is a helminth egg. So we now focus again on another field, and as you can see, there's a helminth egg similar to the previous one, and you can see the bipolar plugs. And according to my research, no, sa chicken, this is Capillaria species.